The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified English Series. Read by Pichichai Nopakau. Chapter 27. Safe. Tuesday afternoon came. The village of St. Petersburg still mourned. Public prayers has been said for the lost children. Most of the searchers has given up the task and has gone back to their daily work, saying that it was planned that the children could never be found. Mrs. Treasure was very ill, and most of the time her mind was wandering. People said that it was heartbreaking to hear her call her child and see her raise her head and listen. Aunt Polly's gray hair had grown almost white. The village went sadly to its rest on Tuesday night. In the middle of the night, a wild burst of ringing broke from the village bells, and in a moment the streets were swarming with excited, half-dead people who shout, "Get up! Get up! They are found! They are found!" The beating of tin pans and the blowing of horns add to the uproar. The ground moved towards the river. May the children coming in an open carriage drawn by shouting villagers gather round it. Joy is homeward march and swept gloriously up the main street, cheering merrily. The village was lit up. Nobody went to bed again. It was the greatest night the little town has ever seen. During the first half hour, a procession of villagers made their way one by one through Judge Treasure's house. They deserved once and kissed them, shook Mrs. Treasure's hand, and wandered out, raining tears all over the place. Aunt Polly's happiness was complete at Mrs. Treasure's nearly so. It would be complete as soon as the messengers sent to the cave with the great news reached her husband. Tom lay on a couch with an eager audience about him and told the history of the wonderful adventures, closing with a description of their escape. He followed two passages as far as his kite string would reach. He followed a third to the end of the string and was about to turn back when he caught sight of far off glimmer that looked like daylight. He crawled towards it, put his head and shoulders through a small hole, and saw the broad Mississippi rolling by. And if it had happened to be night, he would not have seen that glimmer of daylight and would not have explored that passage any farther. He told how he went back, broke the good news to Becky and managed to convince her. She almost died of joy when she saw the daily. They pushed their way out and sat and cried with gladness. Some men came along in a boat and did not believe Tom's wild tale at first, because they said, "You are 5 miles down the river below the valley where the cave is. The boatman brought them to the house, gave them supper, made them rest till 2 or 3 hours after dark, and then brought them home. Before daylight, just treasure, and the handful of searchers with him her informed of the great news. The effects of 3 days and nights of exhaustion and hunger could not be shaken off at once. As Tom and Becky soon discovered, they had to stay in bed on Wednesday and Thursday. Tom was nearly as strong as ever by Saturday, but Becky did not leave her room until Sunday, and then she looked as if she had had a long illness. Tom learned of Huck's sickness and went to see him. The widow Douglas stayed by to see that no exciting subject was mentioned to the patient. At home, Tom was told of the Cardiff Hill affair and that the rich man's body has been found in the river near the ferry landing. Perhaps he had been drowned while trying to escape. A fortnight later, when Tom called at Judge Treasurer's to see Becky, the judge and some friends made Tom talk. Someone asked him jokingly if he would like to go to the cave again. Tom said that he would not mind. "Well, I'm not the least doubt that there are others like you, Tom," said the judge, "but we're prevented. Nobody will get lost in that cave again." "Why?" "Because 2 weeks ago I had this big door strengthened and locks put on it, and I've got the keys." Tom turned as white as a sheet. "Oh, Judge, Redskin Joe's in the cave."